Starting to finish my third section of 4 on the AT. This is 2026 in May. Last I was in Harpers Ferry was in October of 24, so I had a couple of years off. So I'm back here to try do another 4 or 5 weeks and see if I can get at least to Bennington, Vermont. So, which would be roughly 34 days. That's just not with any rest days, but 18 miles a day ought to do it, average. So we'll see, fingers crossed. Not quite sure what side of the river I'm on here. I think I gotta cross over the trestle to get actually into Harpers Ferry. All right, so this is exactly where I was in Harpers Ferry before. It didn't look the same because like this place was packed with tourists, and it's like, so anyway, right here is I recognize this spot. This is like the corner. I think there's some stores up here I went to eat at, but man, this place was swarming with tourists when I was here before. So I'm back where I left off last time. I just crossed the Potomac River after leaving Harpers Ferry. So I'm on the little bike trail. This will be flat for a while. So let's see. And just about at mile 7 north of Harpers Ferry. This ridge has been really level. Only thing notable about it's got a big line of rocks that just juts out of the ground right on that side of the right side of the ridge. And the trail's like not flat. I mean, it's level. It's rocky but level. So pretty easy hiking. So need to put my feet up at the rest stop at the shelter back there for like 20 minutes. Took my socks off, and probably do that again at lunch here in a little bit. I can feel my feet warming up, so hopefully it's just a natural process and not a sign of anything weird. It's just the first day, so things are gonna be sore first few days. So need to temper my mileage. It's so flat I could probably do 20 today easy. It's just like, this is easy just walking, but that'll put me at like 12 hours or 10 hours. I should probably try to do 8 or 9 at most, and we'll see. I probably won't listen to myself, but I should. Update later. Rest of my feet. Just finished eating lunch. I'm taking it easy. half a mile, quarter mile from the Washington Monument going north. It just started raining right when I was on top. Thought about riding it out there because there's you can stand in the doorway or in the stairs, but huge family was just coming up, and I think they're gonna probably shelter in there. So I just put my jacket on and we'll just hike through it a little bit. But yeah, I don't think the heavy stuff's gonna come down for a while, so that'll be okay. So I'm aiming for what's called Pine Knob Shelter, which, if you can believe the far out mileage, is 23 miles or something. So I've been walking about 10 hours already. So, but it's only like 6 o'clock. So like 2 more hours of daylight. So I'll be there. I can hear the interstate and across that. Then it's there's a shelter, gosh, within a quarter mile or so, and then there's a tent site after that. So I'll hit one of those two. That'll be more than enough for today. Today was actually pretty easy with and a lot of it was like this, level. These ridge lines are nothing like Virginia, which rolled up and down a little bit, made you work for it. And so I'll take it though. It's easy mileage. So there's a all right. The trail crosses this road right next to this dude's house. It's right through a neighborhood. So it's got set back on this trail, I guess, just a bit. Wonder if he maintains this section. That's pretty cool. I hear the interstate. It's I-70. Starting out from Pine Knob Shelter, had a pretty good tent site there. A little tent pad, I guess it was dirt, it wasn't rocks at least, and mostly flat. And it didn't rain. It might have filled up if it had rain, so I did check the weather before I committed to that spot. But anyway, that worked out. I had some lasagna last night, just some camp, backpacker lasagna, pretty good. Those silly things comes in 2 servings. I hadn't got my hiker hunger yet, so it's kind of a challenge to finish 2. But anyway, we went down. I need that anyway for fuel today, so ended up doing more than I wanted yesterday, 23. But it was just flat like this. It's really a piece of cake. So here we are on the main trail. So I'm gonna head up to Annapolis Rock. Should be a view. Didn't get any sunrise or sunset there, but I was like 2 more miles. I don't need that. I could feel my feet warming up a little bit. Balls in my foot were getting sore. So no blisters or anything weird happening. So keep my fingers crossed. Should hit the Penmar or the Maryland, Pennsylvania border today at about 18, and camp just after that will be the first site I'm kind of looking at, and we'll see if it goes past that or not. But supposed to be a little more climbing today, according to what the hiker in the campsite told me yesterday. So we'll see. This is Annapolis Rocks. It said 0.25 to get down here, but I think it was about 0.1. So just scared off some buzzards that were sitting here, ruined their roost. About maybe 8 miles in or so, 7 or 8, and just I was on the other side of that ridge. I've been following for like, with all the rocks on the right hand side for like a day and a half. Just crossed over that row of rocks and dropping down the other side now to meander around, but it's a steep little climb here going down. About to cross a road. So far, pretty good hiking. It's cool this morning. Just wearing a wool shirt, and this yellow shirt, and shorts, and that's good enough. I think it was around 57 degrees. If that's accurate, looking at this watch here, it's on my arm, so it can't be that accurate, but it's probably like 55 or something, maybe 50 at the lowest, I doubt, but 40-degree bag was fine last night. So far I don't think I need the 20-degree bag, but the 40's working out good. I did forget the little straps that cinch it down to the air mattress, so it tends to make it a little more drafty under the quilt, but I can certainly live without that. And on the ridge behind me, I just passed Van Gogh in a rocky section. I think he's nursing a bad leg, or is working on a bad leg, so he's trying to keep it from getting worse. But his friend that I had met yesterday, his name was trail name's Cowboy. So obviously the guy named Van Gogh looks like a spitting image of Van Gogh, even his beard, orange hair and beard sort of match the images of him. But anyway, so maybe we'll hopefully see those guys later. They're moving pretty fast and they're younger than I am, so they might stop in the same place I do later, so we'll see. Cool, first bit of farmland to cross over. Gonna take a picture of this. Sweet. About 9.7 miles in for the day. It's about half what I should do today. I'll stop just after Pinmar. Just outside of Boonsburg, I think I just crossed the highway. I've looked that name up, see if I got it right. Just had lunch near a little spring, cascading down some rocks. Very peaceful, very peaceful. Didn't get a chance to put my feet out though, so I'll have to only stop for like 10 minutes. I'll just scout out a spot for that in about 2 hours. Do the rest thing. That's a big view. Holy smokes. Jesus. about 3 o'clock. Started at 7, so I've been hiking for 8 hours with lunch. Coming up on Penmar Park here in like 0.5. So I guess I did 11 hours yesterday out of Harpers to do 25, and then so far today just like 8, so that's like 19 hours to cross Maryland. And basically one camp out last night. But they said it was a short state, but other than a rock garden about 2 miles back, a few short climbs here and there. Maybe I was getting another rock garden, a couple of rock gardens, but it's a pretty cruisy state. So you can make some good time through here. But I'm about to hit Pennsylvania, so they say that's didn't start immediately, I hear, but should be a rock garden for a good bit of it. So I'll have to watch it, make sure. One guy told me, met a guy named Viking, section Sobo, a minute ago. He said, keep it vertical. Means don't fall and bust your ass. Okay, well, now I'm leaving Maryland. There you go. So I was kind of shooting for Deer Lake Shelter. Is it around mile 18? And just passed it. And actually it's mile 23. Sorry. I don't know why I ended up with extra, but so I'm at 23 right now, roughly. But it had looked like a Boy Scout troop because it had matching tents. A bunch of young boys, more boys than tents, so probably was that. They might have had a couple spots, but I'm like, no, I want to go to sleep. It might be noisy, so I'll leave them be. It's only, there's actually, I dumped my water out. Got some water about 2 miles back at a spring. I dumped it out because there's a water faucet at Old Forge Park, like a mile and a half up from where I'm at now, and then, or 2.3 up from where I'm, and then at mile 4 from here, no, 3.5 from here, is Tumbling Run shelters. It's got like 2 shelters and some tents, and it has good ratings. But I'll get water like a mile before. There's a creek. I don't want to fill up in a big creek. It's got farm runoff in it, so, or it might, so I'll just carry it for a mile. When I get up here at the Old Forge Park, this should work out better. Anyway, I'll have my first trail marathon today, so I'll hit, gosh, I should hit 26.3, which is about as much as I want to do to meet that goal. I don't know if I need to try that again, but this trail is really flat through here, and it's actually downhill. Just a little bit. I'm starting going downhill for like the last 3 miles, so I'm not too worried as long as it's not pounding on me. But makes it easier. We'll see. Just saw a group of turkeys walking by. They're probably gonna be gone. Just having ramen tonight. So, this campsite's really nice. It's got a fairly low spot here in the back end here. Hopefully this gravel drains well, but I don't think it's gonna rain. Although I haven't checked. There's 2 shelters in this campsite and fair number of tent sites. So it's about 7 o'clock, so perfect. Any later, I think I'd have been in the dark. But they have bear box, and I think they have a bear pole, but we'll see. All right, breaking down camp. Or leaving camp, just broke it down. Had a double campsite, privy, 2 bear boxes. Morning. So, tumbling run shelters. That rock right there. Just did that. Of course, I just broke the tip off of it. It was shaped like a hook. I was the slowest crash I've ever had on the trail. It just grabbed my foot, and I was walking like 1 mile an hour. It just grabbed my foot and just like someone just grabbed it right on my face, on my hand. So we'll see. I have to put something on that soon. Just took the skin off of that. Ah, crabby. Yeah, if that's all I get, I'll be doing good. I've been climbing for 30 minutes after camp. About 45 actually. So my fingers healed up. We'll see how long that stays. Well, it's not healed, but it's covered. So it's kind of almost where I grip the hiking pole. So I have to kind of adjust how I hold the hiking pole so it doesn't peel that off. Let's see. Chimney rocks. All right. Doesn't look that far. We'll go see what Chimney Rocks looks like. Looks like it's kind of a scramble if you want to see anything. So I might put my pack down and do this one. We get place for a sunrise. A little bit late right now for it. There's my pack down there. It's not too far right there where all poles are. So easy scramble up here. You could mess yourself up if you wanted to. Yeah, there's a hole. Let's don't go there. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Hiking for about an hour and a half, hour and 15. Some cruisy trail on a ridgeline in Pennsylvania. Gotta enjoy it while it lasts. We'll see if I hit the rock section today or not. Or if the rocks start. I'll be in it for several days. But this is pretty cruisy. Still cool enough to wear pants and 2 shirts. It's warming up though. I'll be shedding pretty soon. That's another nice cruisy boggy section. Sort of like I guess we're on a ridgeline, but just passed through a marsh of sorts. Pine forest and nice and squishy trail. This is good. Enjoy it while I can. And I did mention, I think it's day 3, so that was my second night on trail. that campsite. And this is the third day. I'm hoping to, I think at mile 9 for the day, I should get to a road crossing. There's a hostel there. Barbecue place is only open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so Tuesday is out. It's supposed to be highly rated barbecue, so that sucks. But the hostel can give me a shuttle to Dollar General, which is probably about 1.5 miles off trail. Not far, but I don't know, it's just a little more, and I want to walk there and back, but if I have to, I will. But I only had 3 oatmeal packets in the cupboard, so I'm kind of short on the breakfast, but also I'm short on the dinner, so I only got 1 dinner and 1 lunch. So tomorrow I'll need something anyway, so I'm probably gonna hit the let's see, which way am I going? Let's see what's down here. Let's see, but I'm probably gonna resupply there a little today. So came to Highway 30, just got a shuttle with Volcano, and she brought me to the Dollar General. They had really shit selection. Got beef jerky, some cereal. Don't have any, they didn't have any packets of oatmeal. Got cereal, but I don't have any powdered milk. Couldn't find any cranberries, anything like that. Oh, got several tuna packets, potatoes, instant potatoes, and some of that real shitty ramen, and a couple of tiny Snickers bars. They didn't have any, I didn't see any Nature Valley granola bars, and I didn't want to buy a whole pack. But somehow they did have my magical fig bars, which is the score of the trip, because this thing's kind of a little healthier. Won't kill me like that other stuff does, but we'll see. So it'll hold me over to the next town I get to, which is a couple days away. I think, what should we say? It was not Caledonia. I'm in Caledonia. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, about to have lunch. Dead end road just ends right there. Somewhere down here, probably turn off of it again. Wonder if it used to go somewhere. A long time ago it probably did.
You have a YouTube site?
I wouldn't really call it that. It's on YouTube, but no one watches it. It's just there so I can remember what I did.
Man, I wish I would have had that kind of stuff all my life. I've been all over the world and done some crazy stuff, and I can't remember half of it.
Well, let me put this down. I can take a picture out of it. It'll do a video, but I can hold still. Let's see. All right, this should be day 4 on the trail. So I just stayed my 3rd camp last night at Birch Run Shelter, about mile 19. And it was about 6 o'clock, I think. So maybe 5:30. But I'd stopped for a hamburger earlier and didn't really feel like going, and some of the campsites that are rated up ahead didn't rate very well, so I was gonna be pushing two or 3 miles further, and that was too much. So called it quits, and met some nice people there. Not too crowded. Maybe Giant Pumpkin, he's NOBO, and a couple of section hikers going south, and a girl hiker, a Sobo, going south. So that was it. Not very crowded, but a good campsite. They had 2 bare poles, and they did have water in a stream next to it, so had everything you need. But it's supposed to get rain today, maybe in the afternoon, 60% afternoon. That's what I was told. So we'll see if that holds. Check you later. Come up on a road crossing, one of several today. I think the only landmark I've got, maybe there's a viewpoint coming up I should hike out to. There's a store like at the end at 18 miles if I do in that neighborhood miles. So I think it's called Mountain Store. It's just got groceries and things. I really don't need anything. I can get like a soda or something. Might find something that has meat in it or vegetables. That would be good. And probably just basically get a dinner there. But because all I had for dinner going forward was and some potatoes and ramen, and yeah, it's that crappy ramen, a real cheap one from Dollar General. Yuck. We'll see. Good morning again. Just about time to take my shirt off. I think there's a viewpoint that might have some wind on it, so I might leave it on a little longer. All right, so done 75 since I've been hiking this section, but I'm at, for my total section hikes, I'm at 1,100 miles. So today is like the 4th day of this hike, so just about walked past it. I was working on my shopping list, and I was trying to expect the 1,100 mile marker or something, like a pile of rocks or something, but just filling up my shopping list for the store that's coming up, and almost missed it. So anyway, got spaced out a little bit. Okay, now I'm officially halfway. Don't know about these mileages, but this is where they put the sign. It sort of changes every year. Just for reference, that halfway marker was only like a half a mile, quarter mile past Tom's Run Shelter. And that was only 100 feet past the Blue Trail to Sunset Rocks, which is would have completely bypassed the halfway marker if I'd done that. But it's, you know, it's parallel to the AT, and just another view, but had a little more climbing and whatnot, and so figured I'd take the easy route and stay on the AT and do this valley section. So good thing I did. Saw the sign because I was looking for it for the last couple of days. I wasn't sure exactly where it was. They debate on what the actual halfway point is because the mileage changes each time they remeasure it or whatever, but it's close enough. It's been there a while, I guess. So that's what they call the halfway point. So anyway, now I'm starting my second half of the hike officially after 3.5 days. Oh, they're closed right now. What time do they open? Poopy. So anyway, about 3 hours ago, I stopped at the Pine Grove Furnace General Store and had a double California cheeseburger. So I had some avocado on it and regular cheeseburger. But hit the spot. Didn't even finish the whole thing, but made sure I ate all the veggies out of it. Then it started raining, which was kind of light at first, so I took my jacket back off before I climbed. Got on top of that hill, and then it started raining a little bit more, so I hiked for a while in the rain. Sprinkle, because the trees really blocked most of it. And then when the trees got saturated, it was still raining. I put it back on, so I just took it off now. So. And the birds are chirping, which means they know the rain's over. So that's 100% accurate. Anyway, I'm going with that theory. So it could, 3 o'clock, somebody said it could rain off and on till 4, but climbing right now, so I can put it on in a few seconds. So not sure what my next landmark is. There's a general store up here, but I certainly don't need to stop. I better not stop because I don't need anything. So I've got some band-aids that had some first aid patches in, or some, ointment type antiseptic wipes, which is what I need for my hand. And oatmeal, which I needed, and not much else. Oh, I got some toothpaste. So I got a couple oddball things off my list. They sort of have a store set up for campers, tent and car campers who need small items like that. So that worked out good. Updates later. That is a very straight section of trail. Every now and then you get a trail section that's just straight as an arrow. It's actually not as long as that looks. You sort of get to that point before you imagine you would, but it's kind of fun to get these every now and then. At least you can see if there's another hiker around you, or if you're catching someone or someone's coming up behind you. I try to look behind me before I turn when I eventually make a turn down there, to see if I got any company out here. So far I haven't seen anyone. I did just see two, I guess, I don't know if they were day hikers or what, but they were stopping early, so it makes me think they're not through hiking, but they just stayed at a campsite I passed a minute ago. So I saw one Sobo this morning and those two guys, and that's it. So I'm kind of light today.